Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll give you one guess where we're at. Yes, you're right. The beach.
It's not Brighton Beach.
It certainly isn't Brighton Beach. It is Laguna Beach, California. And if you want to hear about our journey, then you can watch the vlog Wandering Krishnas, right?
Yeah.
On YouTube.
No, that's confusing. You go to the Bhakti Vision channel. It's a Bhakti Vision YouTube channel.
Okay, Bhakti Vision YouTube channel.
Yeah, because otherwise,
Okay, but we're not big beach people, and sitting out in the hot sun like this is a little bit much. But we couldn't resist the beautiful backdrop of the Pacific Ocean turf. So we are going to read a little bit of Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
First Canto 3, Chapter 28, Text 24. Next, the yogi should fix his mind in meditation on the personality of Godhead's thighs, the storehouse of all energy. The Lord's thighs are whitish blue like the luster of the linseed flower, and appear most graceful when the Lord is carried on the shoulders of Garuda. Also, the yogi should contemplate his rounded hips, which are encircled by a girdle that rests on the exquisite yellow silk cloth that extends down to his ankles. Purport.
Very descriptive, huh? Very colorful, very descriptive, very detailed, very specific, very personal. So it's amazing. Anyway, sorry.
The personality of Godhead is the reservoir of all strength, and his strength rests on the thighs of his transcendental body. His whole body is full of opulences, all riches, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation. The yogi is advised to meditate upon the transcendental form of the Lord, beginning from the soles of the feet and then gradually rising to the knees, to the thighs, and finally arriving at the face. The system of meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead begins from his feet. As it was previously explained, that's how we should take darshan when we see the deity form.
Yeah, in a few minutes we're going to be going to the Laguna Beach ISKCON Center temple, and they have beautiful Panchatattva deities.
Yes, so. And you can see them on the Bhakti Vision blog as well.
Okay. The description of the transcendental form of the Lord is exactly represented in the Archa Vigraha, the statue in the temples. There you go. Generally, the lower part of the body of the statue of the Lord is covered with yellow silk. Of course, that's if it's a Krishna deity, but it's not always yellow silk either. That is the Vaikuntha dress, or the dress the Lord wears in the spiritual sky. This cloth extends down to the Lord's ankles. Thus, since the yogi has so many transcendental objectives on which to meditate, there is no reason for his meditating on something imaginary, as is the practice of so-called yogis whose objective is impersonal. So such a great point Srila Prabhupada makes here, that with so many specific objects of focus and meditation to worship, to meditate on, why would one just want to conjure something up? You know, the point and goal is, there it is. Krishna's form is so amazing. So just meditate on Krishna's form. And that's also bhakti, or devotional service, so that's the highest levels of worship. So we have nice descriptions here.
Text 25. The yogi should then meditate on his moonlight navel in the center of his abdomen. From his navel, which is the foundation of the entire universe, sprung the lotus stem containing all the different planetary systems. The lotus is the residence of Brahma, the first created being. In the same way, the yogi should concentrate his mind on the Lord's nipples, which resemble a pair of most exquisite emeralds, and which appear whitish because of the rays of the milk white pearl necklaces adorning his chest.
Amazing.
I hope you can hear me above these noisy waves.
Yeah, well, if you... Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, we're gonna get oh my God, the water's come right up to us.
We thought we were far enough away, but also your thing is just a little bit...
Let's not worry about that. I don't need to get like a wet back, man.
Okay, that could be better. Should be better.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's could be.
Oh my days.
Let's see how far it comes. Okay, we're gonna keep reading.
Very quickly. Purport. The yogis advise next to meditate upon the navel of the Lord, which is the foundation of all material creation. Just as a child is connected to his mother by the umbilical cord, so the firstborn living creature, Brahma, by the supreme will of the Lord, is connected to the Lord by a lotus stem. Is it going?
No, keep going.
In the previous verse, it was stated that the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, who engages in massaging the legs, ankles and thighs of the Lord, is called the mother of Brahma. But actually, Brahma is born from the abdomen of the Lord, not from the abdomen of his mother. These are inconceivable conceptions of the Lord, and one should not think materially. How can the father give birth to a child?
Yeah, so that's a material conception. Of course, in the modern day, we have all sorts of crazy stuff going on. So, but it's a material conception. Oh, that doesn't make sense. It has to be mother.
Those waves are coming so close. And we're not being silly that we sat in a way that, I mean...
It is explained in the Brahma Samhita that each limb of the Lord has the potency of every other limb, because everything is spiritual. His parts are not conditioned. The Lord can see with his ears. The material ear can hear but cannot see. But we understand from the Brahma Samhita that the Lord can also see with his ears and hear with his eyes. Any organ of his transcendental body can function as the other organ. His abdomen is the foundation of all the planetary systems. Brahma holds the post of the creator of all planetary systems, but his engineering energy is generated from the abdomen of the Lord. Any creative function in the universe always has a direct connecting link with the Lord. The necklace of pearls which decorates the upper portion of the Lord's body is also spiritual, and therefore the yogi is advised to gaze at the whitish luster of the pearls decorating his chest. So a couple of powerful points here. One is, I like this, that any creative function in the universe always has a direct connecting link with the Lord. So any creative propensity or tendency in the material universe, you see creation happening anywhere, we should feel and see and understand immediately the Lord has a kind of direct connection with that. So from the beginning of creation up to the creation of this beach, the creation of a house, the creation of a child, the Lord is connected. The other thing that I really liked is, of course, you know, describing the Lord's nipples as an exquisite pair of emeralds, and then the description of the pearl necklace that makes those emeralds whitish because of the rays of their kind of white luster. I mean, this is just so beautiful. It's just so depictive, and yeah, and you can easily focus on this. So amazing, so amazing.
Yeah, and I like the point that it says, Prabhupada says these are inconceivable conceptions of the Lord, that he gave birth to Brahma, and one should not think from a material point of view. How can the father give birth to a child? And that's a good point.
How can the father be what?
Give birth to a child,
Yeah.
it says it. And that's a good point, because a lot of the times it's like this. Whether you believe in God or not is irrelevant in the first instance, but can you accept that this concept of God means he or she, wherever you're at, is able to do inconceivable things, whether you believe it, like whether you believe in Santa Claus or not. The fact is, the concept of Santa Claus is he rides with like reindeers, and he goes down chimneys, whatever, if that makes sense. So can we agree on that? Can just agree on the concept. To be God means you do things that are inconceivable. Does that make sense? So you can't apply your material knowledge or understanding or so-called logic to God. Whether you believe, it doesn't matter. We don't care if you believe him or not. And so that's what I get. It's like, don't question, how did Brahma be born from Vishnu? Because he's not an ordinary material man. I'm not asking you to start worshipping Lord Vishnu or Brahma or anyone, but just accept I'm dealing, like you deal with a superhero. If I put Superman into a box or Spider-Man into a box, it doesn't work, because the concept is one can fly, one can, webs come out of all sorts of places and this and that. It won't work otherwise if you try to put them into a box that we understand. So in the same way, we cannot have a dialogue about the absolute truth if you put him into a box that only you understand.
Or that you limit, basically.
Right.
By your misconception.
Right.
Okay. Very nice. Should we read one more or conclude there? What do you think?
Yeah.
I think we've got time for one more.
All right. Well, we might get swept away, but all right.
The yogi should then meditate on the chest of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the abode of Goddess Mahalakshmi. The Lord's chest is the source of all transcendental pleasure for the mind and full satisfaction for the eyes. The yogi should then imprint on his mind the neck of the Personality of Godhead, who is adored by the entire universe. The neck of the Lord serves to enhance the beauty of the Kaustubha gem which hangs on his chest. Now that's interesting that, the jewelry doesn't enhance the beauty of the Lord enhances the beauty of the jewelry. That's an important point to remember. I'll repeat that. The jewelry doesn't enhance the beauty of the Lord enhances the beauty of the jewelry. Purport. In the Upanishads it is said that the various energies of the Lord are working to create, destroy, and maintain. These inconceivable varieties of energy are stored in the bosom of the Lord. As people generally say, God is all-powerful. That prowess is represented by Mahalakshmi, the reservoir of all energies, who is situated on the bosom of the transcendental form of the Lord. The yogi who can meditate perfectly on that spot, on the transcendental form of the Lord, can derive many material powers. Okay, wow. Which comprise the 8 perfections of the yoga system. So first of all, the term bosom, for some reason I always thought it was the buttocks, but bosom means the chest. And Mahalakshmi resides on the chest. And Srila Prabhupada is stating here that there's a lot of prowess represented by the fact that the goddess of fortune resides on your chest always and never leaves. And if the yogi meditates perfectly on that spot, then you can get mystic cities, material cities, perfection. It's amazing sitting here. My lips are feeling like I've eaten like 4 packs of potato chips or crisps.
Crisp? You mean crisp? Our British viewers.
Potato chips and crisps, the same thing, different name. Or pretzel. I mean, can you feel the salt in the air?
No,
oh my God.
No.
Okay, next paragraph.
It is stated herein that the beauty of the neck of the Lord enhances the beauty of the Kaustubha gem, rather than vice versa.
There you go.
The gem itself becomes more beautiful because it is situated on the neck of the Lord. A yogi is therefore recommended to meditate upon the Lord's neck. The Lord's transcendental form can either be meditated upon in the mind or placed in the temple in the form of a statue and decorated in such a way that everyone can contemplate it. Temple worship therefore is meant for persons who are not so advanced that they can meditate upon the form of the Lord. There is no difference between constantly visiting the temple and directly seeing the transcendental form of the Lord. They are of equal value. The advantageous position of the yogi is that he can sit anywhere in a solitary place and meditate upon the form of the Lord. A less advanced person, however, has to go to the temple, and as long as he does not go to the temple, he is unable to see the form of the Lord. Either by hearing, seeing, or meditating, the objective is the transcendental form of the Lord. There is no question of voidness or impersonalism. The Lord can bestow the blessings of transcendental pleasure upon either the visitor of the temple, the meditator yogi, or one who hears about the Lord's transcendental form from scriptures like the Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita.
So that means all of you and us.
There are 9 processes for executing devotional service, of which smaranam or meditation is one. Yogis take advantage of the process of smaranam, whereas bhakti yogis take special advantage of the process of hearing and chanting.
Jai. Shravanam Kirtanam Ki Jai.
Jai.
Okay. Any thoughts on that last part?
Yeah, I like the point made that there's no difference between constantly visiting the temple and directly seeing the transcendental form of the Lord. They are of equal value. I've always felt that, like with Sri Sri Radha Landanishwara, where I say this to like some of the ladies that in my mentee group, and that actually you've achieved the perfection. You know, you can see the Lord. Now you just need to realize it. Prabhupada gave you the end goal. They're sitting right there. You see them every time you go to the temple and do service or do this and that. But because we haven't realized it to that degree, we're still fighting with the modes, or not so fixed, or not so determined. And that's the irony. It's like going to sit an exam and someone gives you the answers, you know, which is fair enough. I'll write them all down. But then the long process of now I need to understand what those answers meant. Because someone can give you the answers, but don't mean you understood the equations and all that. So in the same way, the end goal is there.
Nice example, yeah.
But I just need to realize that end goal. And then when I do realize it, I'm like, oh my God, yeah, you're there. You were there
all the time.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, thank you all very much. We're going to get out of the sun now.
Yeah, man.
And, have a great day. Hare Krishna.
Hare
All glories to
Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada. All glories to the Granth Taraj Srimad Bhagavatam.
Thank you for watching, everyone.
Bhagavatam. And remember, sponsor a set of Srimad Bhagavatams. The, what's the Purnima? Just went out of my head. Vajra Purnima is coming up, so sponsor a set of Bhagavatams, or buy a set, or read a set. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.